Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. Wait, actually, it's not a daily update anymore. It's only 5 times a week. So your weekdaily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. So before we get started, let's do a recap of what we talked about last week on Friday. So I told you all that I'm going to start taking the weekend off from now, and I really missed everyone in trading, but I think it's good for me going forward to have the little bit of time away. I'll still check into trading, obviously, but not read everything from Friday afternoon pretty much to Sunday afternoon. People tagged me in comments and posts, which was really nice. So that was great. I gave a shout out to Vaka. I shared information about Shane, who wanted to get rETH onto Hop, talking about the deposit pool filling up and Marco and Patricio making pools again. There were more incentives from Beethoven X. Evan gave an update on his thesis. Arrow was voting to deposit their treasury into rETH. Joe shared his roadmap, and Joe asked for songs and staking on behalf of his life. So that was all the stuff from last week. So let's get to the stuff from this week. So Valdorff shared this meme where there's a father and a baby, and the father is saying, "Say daddy, daddy," and the baby saying duh, duh, duh. And this is, "Don't forget to like and subscribe." And dad kind of looks at the baby suspiciously. And the next one is, "Parents abandoned me in the forest," not clickbait. So I think he's saying that I am that baby and I was born as an influencer. So here I am now. This POAP was made by Schifrin. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Kevster is distributing that on my behalf, which was really kind of him to offer. I think that has started already and should be finished, I think, tomorrow. So thank you so much, Kevster. Thank you so much, Schifrin, for making the POAP. And I'm really happy. Everyone who smashed the rocket fuel emojis for the like and subscribe and smash that bell icon comment will get one of these POAPs. So good job, guys. So we had this comment from Pateris who said 1,000 ETH was deposited and it came from Tornado Cash. So that was really interesting because obviously Tornado Cash is on the OFAC sanctions list. However, let's go to this tweet from Jasper. He says, "Someone just used Tornado Cash to deposit 1,000 ETH into Rocket Pool and mint rETH. That rETH will be paired with validators spread across the world, running both OFAC compliant and not relays. Permissionless, censorship resistant liquid staking that saves Ethereum." So then he has snapshots from deposits going into Tornado Cash and coming out of Tornado Cash and going to Rocket Pool and minting rETH. So I think this really brings up a really interesting comment, right? Like a really interesting point of discussion that rETH is completely trustless, it's completely permissionless, it's uncensorable. Like no one can stop you from minting rETH with whatever ETH you have. It doesn't matter where it's come from, it doesn't matter if it's stolen, it doesn't matter if it's yours from Genesis, it doesn't make a difference where that ETH has come from. You put that ETH in to the Rocket Pool contract, and if there is space in the deposit pool, it will let you mint that much rETH. There's nothing we can do to stop it. There's no one in charge of that contract. It's just there, and that's exactly how it was designed. Yeah, like it's doing its job, you know. If you have issues with that, I guess, I don't know, there's nothing you can do. There's like, that's one of the core fundamental beliefs of Ethereum, is that this is how we do it. Now, if you try to take that 1,000 ETH to Lido, I don't know if you would be able to mint STETH with that. If you took that to Coinbase, I'm fairly sure you wouldn't be able to get the CBETH for that on through their official channels. However, you could probably buy those tokens on Uniswap using that 1,000 ETH, because Uniswap is also well, I'm not sure if the front end actually, maybe the front end is blocking Tornado Cash linked wallets, but you could probably get around that and swap things on Tornado Cash. But as a protocol itself, there's no way that anyone can stop Rocket Pool from minting that rETH. So that's really great to see. It definitely brings up some questions that I think the community talked about, and I think this is a good thing. let's move on. So next we had this bootstrap treasury money went out 5,275.02 RPL went from the treasury to the incentive management committee, and then that has already been put to good use. So Val shared this tweet saying Aura incentive added 3,375 RPL, currently worth $80,000, has been added to the rewards pool for metastable rETH wETH gauge, and also Aura incentive added 200 RPL, currently worth $4,700, has been added to the rewards pool for the metastable wETH. Oh, I think that's an optimism, I'm not sure. Yeah, but basically like the money's already started being distributed for incentivizing rETH liquidity. So that's really great to see that the incentive management committee is carrying on doing that. So good job. Oh, so Jasper shared this screenshot of the events channel saying 1,282 ETH was deposited into the deposit pool, and then that took us to 5,000 ETH, which the intern shared with us, saying that the pool's closed, so much demand for the premium LSD rETH that Rocket Pool has 5,000 ETH waiting to be allocated to node operators. In the time since then, it's come down to around 4,000, I think, or something in that area. But the point is that, you know, the pool gets full now. We need more node operator demand. So I said in this comment, can't Marcy do something about it? As a joke, of course, because Marcy's already staking his ETH. Marcy, I'm giving her all she's got, capping. There's some big whale node operators in the works, but they take time to operationalize. I don't see much in terms of short-term help except for Marco, and I have a hunch he's constrained on the RPL side. So as those who follow this channel know, Marco is now on his fourth RPL node, and that's 1,200 or so mini pools, which is of nearly 20,000 ETH that he has staked with Rocket Pool. Patricio's been maxing out those pools with him on the RPL side, and he sold a big chunk of that to Rocket Luke last week, which means he only has, I think, enough RPL now for one, maybe two more nodes at 150% collateral. So Marco explained that, you know, for people supplying the RPL, it only makes sense to provide RPL at 150% collateral. So that's what Patricio is doing. So once, you know, Patricio's RPL is fully staked, then I guess Luke will have 650 mini pools, I think, that he's launching in the next couple of weeks. So there's mini pools coming, but it's just right now it looks like the pendulum has swung slightly towards there being more rETH demand than there being node operator demand. And that's kind of normal for a protocol like Rocket Pool, because it needs to balance two different sides. You know, for the first chunk of its existence, we had more rETH demand as well, but then the pool was capped at 2,000. Then since May up to now, basically, we had more node operator demand and less rETH demand. So we were kind of constrained on that side, and people were waiting in the queue for weeks before they could get staking. And now it's the other way. So it's just going back and forth until we find that sweet spot. However, Valdorff shared this really interesting comment, and I think other people are working on it too. He says nothing is wrong with periods of the deposit pool being full. If it gets full, the rETH demand is big, we get a premium. If we get a premium, there's an ARB incentive for new node operators. So now what does this mean? So I think Ramana's also working on this. I saw a link, but I don't have that handy. Oh yeah, here you go. Valdorff says, agreed, but Ramana has the relevant pieces ready for plugin, so just some polish and publicity. So what does this work like? Okay, so it's creating a flash bot, basically, where you start a node, and then as you start that node, it takes 16 ETH from the deposit pool, and then that leaves a gap of 16 ETH. Then the idea is that you buy the 16 ETH from the deposit pool, because you can do it within one block of using a flash bot. You can do it all within one block, and then you mint that rETH, and then if there's a premium of 3%, then you can sell that 16 rETH for 16.5 ETH worth. So basically you get incentivized at 0.5 ETH to start a new mini pool, provided that you run that through a flash bot and get it within one block. So it seems like Romana is working on a bot to do that. And Valdorff explains it here. He says bundle that, makes a mini pool, gets a flash loan, mints rETH, sells rETH, pays back loan. So you do that all within the block. And if the higher the premium, obviously, then the more money you make. But if the premium is at 3%, then you can make approximately half an ETH, which I think the premium went to about 3% before. So, that's not unrealistic. However, if you are willing, you can run the same bundle at, 1.5% premium and make 0.25 ETH. I think that math works out. So that's definitely something that could start incentivizing node operators, just like simple mechanics of the market, instead of there being active incentives for node operators to start mini pools. So I don't think we're there yet. Once the LEB8s come along, the less ETH bonded mini pools for 8 ETH mini pools, then that will triple the lift off by 3x. So there'll definitely be a swing back and forth, I think, over the next few weeks and months while we get all this stuff figured out. Next, we have this news of a Rocket Pool and BanklessDAO AMA session. It says, join the conversation, submit questions you'd like us to ask, and we'll take a few from the audience at the end, share them here. So this event is happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So it's something to put on your calendar. And there's some questions already coming in. Let's say I'm a big DAO treasury or private firm looking to invest 10k ETH into LSD. Why should I pick rETH? What makes rETH unique in the ever-growing sea of LSD tokens? And then there's other questions that are here as well. I can read like another example out. Will the team hire more devs to accomplish the Sass Legos, LEB pools, and incorporating new tech from outside Rocket pools such as SSV or LSDs for node operator collateral? What is the ideal size of the dev team in the coming months? And does that match with the team size you want long term? And there's a lot more questions already there. So I think that's going to be a really interesting session that you could definitely check into, and you'll probably learn a lot from that. Next, we had Anthony Sassano drop into trading yesterday, and someone made a comment, I wonder if Sassal knows he's brought on as an advisor to so many new projects, not for his expertise, but they want him to plug their product. So he goes on to say, I'm well aware of this, and sticking out tongue emoji. I'm not an expert on most things, but I do have a large network and reach, so I can help with marketing and awareness. So that was, a fair enough comment and whatever. But then a whole discussion started with a community member. I don't really want to get into it, but there was a lot of accusations back and forth, some insults thrown around, some very harsh language used. It was really a shame that that was happening. And it seems like, I mentioned a few weeks ago, there were elements of toxicity in the community, and just people using harsh words and not having a friendly tone. And it seems like the same people were kind of involved in this situation as well, where, Anthony Sassano was getting harassed. Now, you might like Anthony Sassano. I watch the daily Gwei's Refuel every day. In fact, my own channel is kind of inspired by his in a sense. So yeah, there's that. But, a lot of people in the community really respect him and really like him. So people kind of harassing him or, well, rightly or wrongly, right? I think you can be an arbiter of that yourself, but it's still not a cool look for it to happen in that way. So that's something that I want to highlight, because a lot of people were kind of had their feathers ruffled by it. People reached out to me directly, kind of bringing this to my attention. So I read it as well as it was happening, and I was really disappointed by it, but what can you do? That's a shame. Next, I talked to you on Friday about Arrow putting in 500 ETH from their treasury into rETH. That vote passed with 7.7 million Arrow tokens at 100%. So that was really wonderful to see that, we're building these partnerships with such great protocols, and other treasuries are putting their money into rETH. Thomas, of course, who is one of the key people at Arrow, it's his company basically. it's so great that, you know, Thomas is so well aligned with Rocket Pool and like what we're doing, and feels comfortable to put his 500 ETH from the Arrow treasury into rETH. So thank you for that. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, or if it's already happened even, but it's really great to see that that's going to happen soon. Next, we had a bullish comment of the day, but not from Maso. This one was from 2canspam.eth. He says, it's pretty awesome to hear zero conversion and casually check events to find hundreds of ETH deposits, thousands of RPL staked, new operators registering, and many new mini pools opening. I think that's a really great thing that we've kind of become desensitized to these huge deposits recently. If you have a look at the deposit pool, let me just get this up. If you have a look at the deposit pool, like these last few weeks have been last couple of weeks have been absolutely amazing. You know, like the post-merge incentive launching era has been absolutely fantastic for new rETH. As you can see, the graph has kind of gone off over the, like it's gone vertical pretty much, which is really great to see. On the monthly time frame, September ended up with 30,118 ETH. October already has 5,500 ETH. This is just, you know, beyond anyone's expectations. Well, except maybe Maso's, because he said 60,000 ETH could be carried with the incentives. We're already at over 30,000 ETH being minted because of the incentives and the merge, and we're not even, you know, 3 weeks out yet. So it's been really, really great to see that happening. And like, you know, literally every day for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we've had over 1,000 ETH deposit every day over the last 6 days. Some of these were like all-time high days, like 6,147 ETH on the 29th of September. We've, you know, had many days of multiple thousands of ETH being deposited. So it's really wonderful to see that's happening. And that's what I mean, like we've kind of gotten used to it now, you know, like a couple of months ago, you know, around June or July, even August, we were kind of starved for these big deposits. And now they're happening so regularly that people just are like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's just, oh, it's only 500 ETH, or oh, it's only 1,000 ETH. Wake me up when it's like 5,000 ETH, like that kind of thing. So it's really, really wonderful to see that that's going on. Finally, I'm going to end with this comment by GTO Police, who said, reposting for visibility, the Rocket Pool chess tournament is now open for registration. All skills welcome. It's just for fun. 1 move per day minimum. So you have up to 24 hours to make your move, and then it works kind of like a round robin way. So you're playing 3 or 4 games at once, depending on your group, and then the top 2, I think, go through from that group to the next group, and so on. So it's really great to see that this tournament is happening. I signed up for it already, and I'm like, okay at chess, not that great, not that bad. But maybe you'll play against me if you sign up. On chess.com, I'm Whack Whack Attack. So feel free to join the tournament. The link is here. If you ask someone in trading, they'll be able to share that with you. But it's going to be really exciting, I think. So join us for the tournament. It starts next Monday, so you've still got another like week to get registered for it. But on that note, you know, this has been a really long episode because it's after the weekend. I guess the Monday episode is going to be kind of like longer, but it's only 18 minutes. So I guess it's not the longest episode I've ever recorded. But yeah, you'll get another episode from me tomorrow and every weekday this week. So I'm not a 7 days a week show anymore. I'm only a 5 days a week show, but I'm still figuring things out. And maybe, you know, if the situation warrants, I might go back to 7 days a week, or if things work out a certain way, that's what might happen again. But right now, 5 days a week, bringing rocket fuel to you, fresh and uncensored. And yeah, I hope you all have a great beginning of your week, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.